Do you guys remember Payday? And I'm not talking about Payday 3 or that thing you look forward to at the end of the week. I'm talking about one of the greatest games I think I've ever played personally, Payday 2. In my opinion, Payday 2 is what GTA 5's heist system always thought it was going to be, but never actually made it to be. So my goal in this video is to convince you to buy what is most of the time a $4 game on Steam and probably sink a good 40 hours into it in 2 weeks like I did. Anyways, we're going to go over how the game works, what the goal is, etc., and hopefully by the end of it, I've convinced you of a game that you'd like to play. Starting off with it, we have how crime net works. Basically, the center of the game is going in here and picking a contract given to you by random contract givers in the quest lines and choosing a difficulty level that you're fine with and running the heist. Best example I can give of this personally is I will go to the contract broker here, and this is where you can buy every contract from any person in the game. So typically what you'll want to do is just pick which one you want to do. In this case, we're just going to go with the basic bank heist. First heist in the game, just so we can get a normal idea of how it works. I'll do it on normal, just to give a general rundown of how it works, and we'll go ahead and get into it. So this is the pre-planning stage. Basically, you will get a map of the area if you're so inclined to actually do all of this. Most people don't actually get this tactile in it. This is your loadout section. You can switch between things that you've already pre-bought. Obviously, the rotation of the game is get money, buy more equipment, get better at heisting, do bigger jobs over and over, etc. So besides that, you'll have your crews set up. This is a multiplayer game. It's 4-player co-op, so you'll oftentimes have a lot of people join you. Chances are we might have someone join us for this. And then you have lobby music options. You hit ready, and the job loads up. That's Bane. He will be your announcer for every mission. He's your man in the chair. This game also has active bots that are very aware of what you need to do and are pretty strong, as you'll see later. So what we're doing now is, if you see in the top left, your objective will always be there and will always be marked on the map. But we're in a mode called casing mode right now. If you look at the top, it says hold G to put on mask. Right now, nobody knows I'm a robber, or whatever you want to call it. This mode is mostly for you to be able to look around for cameras and how you would infiltrate the building, etc. But because bank heist is so simple, there's really not much prep you can do for it. Like Bane said, take it to the vault. So right now, we're still not caught. We're in stealth mode. So what we're going to want to do, see how we almost got detected, we're going to want to take it a little slower. And that is what happens when you accidentally kill a civilian. It's not a good thing. So when you kill a guard, pagers will go off like this, and as long as you answer pagers and hide the body, you'll completely stay in stealth. You won't set off the alarms. You can completely stealth every heist in this game. I'm just very bad at it, and you probably won't get an example of that. Yep, like right now. So when you get detected, all hell is going to break loose. Your goal is going to be to get everyone down on the ground as fast as you can. There is a button to command people to get down on the ground. For PC, it's F. I'm not sure what it is on console. Have cable ties as part of your loadout, which you want to use to take hostages. Hostages are the #1 way to make sure the cops don't just straight invade the area that you're in. And this guy does not seem to have fear. I don't think we can do much about him. That's okay. So after you got some hostages, you want to set up the thermal drill, and it'll start drilling. It'll give you a general time of how much it's going to take, so you have to wait out that time, and try not to die. Things quickly are going to get out of hand with this. Well, we are on normal mode, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, while you're waiting on the cops to come invade you, you pretty much just want to look around for any interactable options that you have around the map that could potentially lead to money. I took the security card from that desk, and now I have the security cameras of the building if I wanted to. That's for the stealth option. We suck, that's all. If you had a saw or C4, you could rob the ATMs as well. It's a very in-depth game. For the most part, once you start a heist, whatever you want to call it, the main goal is to get the resources, gold, money, whatever. It's a tower defense, essentially. At a certain point, you are just defending a certain area from what is like a zombies wave of cops the entire time. On the harder difficulties, obviously, I have an in-game build, So I can kind of just walk through these guys. But later in the video, I'll give an example of what semi-medium level of gameplay looks like, and then I'll give a final example of what a difficulty that'll probably insta-kill you looks like. If over the course of the gameplay you're not convinced to buy the game, well, I can't really do much. I've been using a pistol this whole video, but I also have a flamethrower. The access to abilities, guns, everything that you get in this game, I'm level 90, so I'm pretty late game. As you can tell, there's not much in this heist that's gonna be able to do a ton of damage to me, to be honest. I don't even know if we will get any of the high branded enemies in the game because of how low the difficulty is. I think it might only send basic cops on normal mode. But it's a system that works in fairness to the fact that you're gonna start with nothing. You're not gonna be like me. You are going to be much, much weaker, and this is very much a mob boss level 1 to 99 situation. If you like number grinders, if you like shooter grinders, this is the game for you. It has too much to do, almost. There are over, I think, 1,000 achievements on this game, and all of those achievements are for individual heists on individual difficulties and whatnot. So anyways, we're about halfway through the vault now. That's the only unfortunate part of this game. Like I said, it is a wave defense. You're gonna wait. You're gonna be fighting a lot of enemies, and on the harder difficulties, these sections can start to feel like torture. That sounds like a bad thing, but this is a horde shooter. You want that. You want difficulty in your horde shooter. You want to sit there and have to mow through crowds. You want to hate life. I don't know if any of you have ever played Space Marine. Warhammer, specifically number 2, is very horde shooter-esque in the way that it doesn't want you to feel like the game is fair. At a certain point, Payday does hit that point. So if you're the type of person that likes high difficulty in video games and being told that you can't beat that, this is another great option. Because there are death sentence missions in the game on loud difficulty that, I mean, some people still struggle to this day to beat. Hoxton Breakout, a mission where you break a prisoner out that I can think of off the top of my head, is a nightmare on higher difficulties because it has straight open streets and you are escorting a car through streets like this. And obviously open sights, you get snipers all above on these roofs. We're starting to get a different type of enemies now. See, these are special infantry, and that, I mean, we got some SWAT shield guys going on. The shield guys, obviously, I'm using fire, so, we're just going to mow right through everything. But in the next heist, I'll give an example of a ballistic weapon and give you an idea of really how far the power scaling gets in this game. So now we're about quarter away. Shouldn't take us too much longer. And we got somebody joining the game. So when people join the game, the only unfortunate part is this happens. It's an older game. You're gonna have to give it some patience. It's okay though, because once he's in, and now you have a very aware player that chances are also has a build similar to you, and things can get very chaotic very fast. After this, I'll show a little bit of how, like, the building section of how, you generally make your character. I didn't want to go over all that in the intro, just because it can be a little overwhelming to people saying that this simple heist shooter gets as deep as an RPG game. Because of the higher difficulties, obviously, they had to make ways for you to be able to be stronger, So we'll get into it in a little bit, but there are class abilities and whatnot, It looks like this guy's level 8. He's brand new to the game. We are showing him something new. So this vault, unfortunately, had a second door that we have to drill through, which means we have to take double the time. That is because if you look at the top, typically the missions are going to stay between like a 15 to 30 minute span. The game would like to consider what we did too fast. And they're right. I'm using a flamethrower. There's nothing that can kill me right now. And I'm kind of just spreading fire. Got another player joining the game right now. I'm not going to say that, but yeah, he's here now. That guy, I can tell by his loadout, has a build. He has a build a lot closer to ours, just with the variety in the stuff that he's using. He's using the small med kits and what looks like some kind of smoke or a stun. Like I said, a lot of gameplay variation in the game. For example, like one of my main things I have going on is an ammo bag that I place down. And then my third ability down here, somebody else is joining. My third ability in the bottom right is part of my class. It's called a pocket ECM. And what it does is when I click it, it disorients. Well, that wasn't really a great example. Yeah, when I click it, it'll start disorienting all the cops like that so that I can just clean them up. And it also heals me every time I kill one of them, which is kind of why I'm an infinite tank right now. We're about 3/4 of the way on the second drill. So we're about done here. We're almost done. We're almost out of the water. Using the pistol in this game can be so satisfying. I can't describe it. So the vault is open now. We can just pick up the money. If you had a saw or the patience and infinite wisdom and time, you could pick every single one of these security deposit boxes. They all have loot in them, as you'll see. Somebody already started picking some of them. Just another way to add quick cash to your extract. It's not necessary, but your goal is to get as much as you can, so you might as well. So the end of the game kind of very much looks like that scene in The Dark Knight where they're robbing the bank, where everybody just picks up bags and throws them into the van, and then we get out of there. Doesn't appear our teammate knows that we're leaving. We're gonna believe in him. I think he's picking, you know what, I think this guy is, he's either picking the locks or he has a saw. We'll go see. Let's see what he's doing. He's got a saw. We'll give him some ammo. See, this is kind of how the teamwork ends up happening, though, because you'll have people with separate builds. This guy has the saw build, so he's able to loot all of this. He can get us way more bags out of this vault just by sawing everything open. So we might as well. This level 8 guy, you know, he needs some help. We might as well help him out, teach him how the game works, you know? The best part of this game has got to be the masks. I will show you how all of that works afterwards. First aid kit here. What is this guy's problem? He's blowing him up. I guess while he's sawing, we'll go ahead and just carry this money bag out. See, once you know the rotation of things, it kind of gets very casual with how quickly you're getting in and out for everything. All right, back at the vault now. This guy's taking his time with it, I'll be honest. There are people that have this down to a science. Fill the money bag with what he's got right there and go ahead and transport this. Now, in early difficulties, this is fine, but in later difficulties, areas like this would absolutely mow you down. There are snipers that will sit up on these right towards your exit, and if you don't watch your corners, you will be punished. Let's go just check the vault one last time, make sure we got everything. Looks like we're good. And then everybody starts heading towards extract. Usually, you'll take the van out. Not always, but everything will be nice and marked like this the whole way through. And once you're through, it'll tally up everything you did in the match as XP. And if you escape well, you won't have a next day. This is really RNG dependent, I'll be honest. But because we didn't escape well, we rolled a bad RNG, we now have to do an escape session. This is a general look at everybody's loadouts and what that would look like. But anyways, multiplayer, everybody has to ready up, which is kind of an unfortunate feature. But if you get lobby gatekept by somebody, you can just skip. Or kick them. That's also a great option, to be honest. Sometimes you just don't want people in the game. So this is what it looks like when you have to escape. The car will crash. The escape driver wasn't good enough, so now we're stuck. So what we do is we take all the gold, all the cash, everything we can, and we put it in a safe location. Because bags like this, cops, they will come pick them up. They will put them on their back the same way you do, and they will carry them out of the map. And once they're out of the map, it's gone. You lost that money. So what we do, like this guy is doing, is we store them in a location that they couldn't get into unless we were just ignorant. Also, chances are, like this guy is noticing, there's a picking door back here, a door that he can pick, which means chances are that way is going to end up being the way we have to go because this is all dead-ended. So we're just waiting on him to pick that lock. They're dropping off snipers. I don't know if you just heard that. So yeah, the goal ends up just being stay alive until Bane can find another place for you to get out, which, like I said, on a difficulty like this, especially when I have a button that just disorients everything, doesn't really matter. I am surprised the guy with the saw, though, isn't looting those ATMs. It's a little strange. Maybe he just doesn't know he can. We are in the earlier parts of the game here. I don't think I have that throw distance, especially for gold. So yeah, at the ending right here, when Bane finally finds you another extract vehicle, which will typically be a helicopter, I'll be honest, just because of the situations you end up in. I'm so sorry. I've never done anything like that, I'm gonna be honest. That was bad. That was really bad. I almost feel like I need to go get it because of that. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go get it. See, he was wearing it on his back though. All right, we got our last bag. Gold is a little heavier than cash is, so it's kind of why I underthrew it earlier, as you saw. So yeah, if you see in the top right, we have a point of no return for this. If we don't get out, we get arrested. So now, when you get an escape success, that's the job over. Again, it'll tally up everything you did again, give you XP, level you up, whatnot, and you can get crew stats, personal stats, packages or little collectibles you find, and your safe house, it's just cosmetic upgrades for a house that you have in the game. So then at the end of the game, here we do a picking for a card. Cards are just random mods, skins, masks, etc., that you get throughout the game. Then you hit continue to lobby, and that's the rotation. So from there, probably the next main thing you're going to get into is the inventory system here. Now that we have a little bit of cash to deal with, you can start getting into buying mask slots. Mask slots are slots for masks. And then you can get into previewing masks. If you have the blueprints for them from the cards, it'll tell you how many you have in stock, and then you can hit a symbol, and then you can put it on. Simple as that. Then you have a new mask. Same with outfits, gloves, etc. A lot of it is DLC, though, I will say. Armors and whatnot, these are used more for your builds. This is like literal armor in the game, how much health you end up having. Tank builds are going to use the heavier combined tactical vests, whereas my build is a dodge build, so I use the lightest thing in the game possible. You have your equipment, which is armor bag, body case, doctor bag, all of that stuff. It's, what are you going to put down in the game? You have your third device, your throwable, which gets replaced for me because of my build, but you can have grenades and throwables and whatnot. You have your melee, which a lot of these will be references to other series, other things. For example, I have Lucille, the baseball bat from The Walking Dead on. My flamethrower is the Elon Musk flamethrower, but it's the same way. Every single slot in this, whether it be weapon, pistol, mask, whatever you call it, it's all bought. You buy it with the money you make in the game. You buy the slot, then you buy the mask, etc. Then there are perks. This is, you know what it is. It's your basic skill tree system. It, over time, will allow you to go into certain types of gameplay. I'm spec'd a lot into Ghost because of how much stealth I have. And then I have a lot of ammo efficiency, a little bit of tanking, a lot of controlling people in the heist, making sure that I can take hostages and stuff, sharpshooting, a little bit of that. So basically, what I'm saying is, you can make a build out of just about anything. This is the shotgun tree. If you want to be just a shotgun guy, you can do that. This is turret. If you want to do turrets, you can do that. This is just being a driller, etc. There's a lot of options that you can make out of. And then even further than that, we have what are called perk decks. Perk decks are, think of them as simplified skill trees. These are all different skill trees that let you pick a specific type of way to play. And they'll tell you how they play if you hover over them. So Armorer here clearly is about armor. The more things you do, the more armor you're gonna get. And it goes even further than that. Maniac here. Maniac is clearly about, if you read, killing and killing and killing and killing. Because what else would it be about? Anarchist is about doing a lot of the similar same things. Regenerating health, getting heavier over and over, etc. Then we have something like Stoic that uses a hip flask to keep healing himself, essentially. We have Leech that lets you do lifesteal from enemies and literally get life back from shooting enemies. There is a lot of options, gameplay variety-wise. So it gets really, really deep. You can even get in here and manage your bots, the crew that you would go into with. You can completely customize them and give them specific things to make sure, they're not going too loud or too silent, etc. Then they have the infamy system. Think of infamy like prestiging in Call of Duty, except it's way cooler. You get a Roman numeral next to your name. That's why you saw people in my match earlier with Roman numerals that were crazy. You get a bunch of mask rewards. I genuinely, here, let me buy a mask slot. These are all of the infamous masks. They are harder to get, but it's not really a great example. They're excessive, is what I'm trying to say. Really, really excessive when you get into the later ones, and these are all gotten by basically gambling by prestiging. But it's a cool, fun little reward to get Cthulhu after you level up sometimes. On top of that, these cards, they all give you something when you hit infamy ranks, so it's nice to have. So from there, I want to give an example of what like late game rotation is going to look like. So you have this tab called career. Career is just keeping track of pretty much everything you've done in a row. You see right there was the jewelry store and the bank heist we just did. Those are your first 2 starting heists. And then you go on to Go Bank and the diamond store, etc., etc., etc. Right now, I'm in Bullets in the Safe House in Chapter 2. So we're going to go to Hoxton Revenge, and it'll load up the contract. You won't have to pay for it, none of that. But for me, I'm a little further in the game. We're going to go Overkill. So same setup, same difficulty deal. It just makes the game harder. The game doesn't change. So I've never done this, obviously. Being that it was in my career. So I mean, even if I wanted to stealth this, I'll be honest, I don't know if I could, but I will try. We're going to answer this pager first, obviously. We can't just leave him alone. Alarms will trigger straight off the bat if you don't answer these pagers. Something saw me. It was a camera. So we're just going to sneak our way around the back here and hopefully dodge that guy that's looking directly down for whatever reason. We're going to pick the lock here and we're immediately spotted. Okay, so what we're going to do here, Payday has great movement. We're going to take a running leap and we're just going to jump over there. And then we can pick the window to get in. Doesn't look like anybody's... There's a guard. Okay, he's going to go the other way. That's good. We got to disable the alarm. I don't know if you heard Bane there. The alarm immediately went off as soon as I went in, but I disabled the alarm, so we're okay now. So now we got to find the panic room. Okay. Like Bane said, find the panic room, get it open. Who could that have possibly alerted? Oh, is he investigating or something? All right, Tree Trunk. So usually when people join the game, this is going to ruin everything for you. If you want to play stealth, you should close your game. Most genuinely, you should play on solo. Because this, exactly what just happened to me is going to happen. There was no reason for that guard to be there, but he only came there because he felt 2 people be in the same place. I know that sounds insane, but the AI in this game is that good. See? Look, see how they're like tracking us through the house? It's okay. So now we got to wait for the thermal lance, which is the drill, obviously. There's the panic room. It marks it on the map for us. Typically, when missions go loud, you don't want to start leaving the building. It's especially on these difficulties. These people, they will kill you. These cops aren't here to arrest you. They're here to kill you. Like one of them would say, it's gonna be my pleasure to watch you die. Let me make sure. What's my sound looking like? Turned up the audio for you guys a little bit so that you could start hearing how insane things start getting. Alright, 30 seconds till thermal lance. Dozer's going insane. So now we're getting a lot deeper into combat, obviously. Alright, so pretty much at this point, if you see how the thermal lance is over there, my teammates are going to be pretty scared of going, but I'm pretty strong, so I'm pretty confident I can do that. Gonna go ahead and burn these guys up. Gonna have somebody else join the game. Oh, I got sniped. Yeah, so that is, that's how quick a sniper will end your life in the late game. They don't play. As a matter of fact, I'm doing a real mistake by being out in the open now, especially with that thing coming in. Yeah, they will bring vehicles in on you. That's my second down just because of a sniper. This map is dangerous. Alright, we gotta play inside now. I'm gonna go check on the lance here in a second, if I can find my way there. This house design sucks. What is this? What is happening? How did I already... Is it like on the other side of the house or something? Oh my god, it is. Okay, what are we at? 315. It's Ovi. Hoxton Revenge my eye. Honestly, this house gives us a lot of coverage. I haven't had to do too much super killing. They get so spread out and how this house is laid out. Drill went down, so we gotta go check on that. Still only at a quarter. We're gonna be here forever. Burn those guys. Jam everything else. So yeah, I mean, generally what you want to do is, you know, treat it like, you ever played like Plants vs. Zombies or like Balloon Tower Defense, but with flamethrowers, you know? That's the deal. That's the gist. Ideally, thermal drill pace just starts picking up so we can get out of this mission. Kinda hate how long missions like this always last. But that's just, I have a glass cannon type of build, so, I'm just a whiner, if we're being honest. Like, when it really comes down to it. Let's go check on the thermal lance again, see what we're at. 140. Man, I knew. Let's wait a year. Alright, thermal lance fixed. No, fathead. Oh, that's a sniper. I'm scared. Do you think he has the angle? He doesn't. We're safe. Oh, I'm gonna get sniped now. Yep. You see that hit? I knew. As soon as you see a red trail at this difficulty, you might as well accept your death. You might as well just sit there and just
wait for your teammates to come pick you up. Honestly, like if you're playing solo and you get head tapped by a sniper, just reset. Oh, I love this flamethrower. This is so I mentioned build this earlier, so we'll get a little deeper into it. What I'm running is a hacker dodge build. The way it works, that pocket ECM, when it goes off, or when I make it go off, it stuns all the cops in my location, and I get to spread fire and death. On top of that, it gives me health regen for anything that dies every time it dies. I get a speed increase, a dodge increase, and a bunch of other random nonsense. Armor regeneration increase, etc., etc. So basically, I put the pulse out, I kill as much as I can until my ammo is gone. And then once my ammo is gone, I ammo bag my way back up and do it again. Pretty basic build, to be honest. There are people out there that are a lot more creative, like they're talking about in the chat right now. I guess one of them is running a pretty interesting poison grenade. That's a good, like, a great example of this game's community. I mean, everybody that plays it just likes playing it. So they're always going to be pretty open to, you know, giving tips, tricks, stuff like that. I mean, people like do carries through heists and everything. It's like I remember back in the day when GTA's heists came out, and you asked to join, you know, like a Caio Pierco with a group that knew what they were doing. If you didn't know what you were doing, it was over for you. You were gone. Stuff like that. Like, even if they can't do it in the most efficient way, they will still try to help you through, which is pretty rare in games nowadays because a lot of people just have, like, this set way to do things in their mind. Got an achievement for killing the traitor. I told you. It's my first time doing it. Never done this. So now, they've been looking around for it. See, I've been getting carried through this. They were pre-prepping, an objective that I didn't even know about. Like they were already gathering the evidence. So I'm the one that's slow here because I don't really know where we're supposed to deposit the evidence. I guess we'll see. It hasn't really marked a location for us yet. Usually it does. Could be because there's a police assault in progress though. I don't know what just hit me there. It's okay though. Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard, I'm playing as John Wick, so, you know, that's cool. Oh, we're waiting on the helicopter to come in. Okay, I got it. I don't know if you guys heard the announcement that I am getting fucked up. I gotta stop. So we're gonna, oh, we're getting crowded. We're gonna make our way to this here ammo bag. Gonna take some ammo. We're gonna reload everything. Oh, a package. That's what the collectibles look like. Let's just finish clearing up the house now that we have our pulses and ammo bag. Alright, there's our deposit location. Told you. It'll mark everything in the game for you, so if it's not marked, you simply haven't killed enough cops. Apparently a medic didn't die to a headshot. Honestly, I believe it. So yeah, we just tossed it all up to this guy because he's the one that actually made it to the roof. Teamwork makes the dream work, you know? So it looks like we're still missing an evidence, which is got taken into incarceration. Yeah, so time to learn about a new system, I guess. So the numbers next to people's names, those are downs. Run out of downs, you get incarcerated. But all they have to do is take one of the police hostage, and they can trade for me. So that's kind of the loop. Trade for your teammates back. Make sure the waves keep going. Make sure the game doesn't get shut down. Make sure everybody has doctor bags to keep themselves up, etc., etc. None of us had a doctor bag this game, and I kept playing really, really bad. So, just goes to show you, the difficulty increase, it means something. Looks like everybody's kind of struggling to find this package, or evidence rather. It seems like my teammates are also confused on how there's missing evidence. Oh. Our objective might have been stolen? Alright, so as it turns out, I was right. They did steal one of the bags. Unfortunate. Disregarding the fact that I failed my last mission, I think if I continue doing heists, this video will end up over an hour long. So, this is a good place to say,
Payday 2 is a great game to give your $4, or when it's full price, even I think a maximum of $20, just to have a good grinding FPS game to play. If you're not interested, thank you for watching the video, and if you're interested in more content like this, please subscribe.